Who is Cherisse Stevens? Cherisse Stevens is a servant. And I always say that my most favorite job to serve in is that of being a wife and a mom. I get to serve my amazing family every day. And so I'm so excited about that. And then I get to serve in so many other ways as entrepreneur, as an evangelist, recording artist, empowerment speaker. I have my foundation, so I get to serve so many other underprivileged individuals who need a hand up. And so I'm a servant and I love it. I'm inspired by growth. I'm inspired by people who have gone before me and paved the way, and they have done it, and I learn from them. I grow from them, and I'm inspired by them. And then I'm inspired by people like my sons, right, who are doing it. They're the future generation that has come behind me, but they're still amazing. And I'm still learning even from this generation. So I'm inspired from all walks of life. I love to create and embellish and design. I have a boutique, right? Covered in glam boutique. And I love to create design elements that people can't find anywhere else. So, yeah, I love to create. Some of my favorite things to do are, of course, singing. I love to sing. I love to worship. I love to get in my quiet time. And, when I get in my quiet time, I can hear God. And a lot of times it's when I write my music, I write my songs. Sometimes I send Preston songs that I'm singing. And he can hardly hear what I'm saying because I'm crying and speaking in tongues. But I'm like, did you hear the song? Did you get it? but it's one of my favorite places to be, in that secret place in my quiet time, creating. I decided that I wanted to sing professionally probably at the age of 19. I was a teenager, and gospel music was booming in that era. One of my favorite singers professionally at the time was Tremaine Hawkins, and she sang a song called Holy One, and I sang that song, and so many people loved the way that I interpreted the song. I mean, nobody can sing it like Tremaine, but I knew then that I had something, that I had a gift, that I could do this, and that's when I really said, "Hey, maybe I'm pretty good at this." Woo, I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of things that I want to achieve in life. One is just being successful at being this mother, right? I'm a mom, and that is one of my most, I'm going to say, sacred jobs that God has given me, to raise up a future generation. I have two amazing sons. And so that's one of my goals, to be the mom that they can be proud of, right? And of course, I have goals, simple goals like, losing weight, all of those things, being successful in my business, with my foundation, just so many goals that I have. But of course, I want this song to be a hit. When I say a hit, my interpretation is different. I want it to be a hit because I want people to hear the words and it resonates with them. Like, it's already done. All the things they've been praying for prior years, right? Or just yesterday or just today, that they can believe when they hear it's already done over and over again, that it becomes a part of their life, a part of their walk, that they can be dancing in their kitchen or around their house, saying it's already done, believing God for that miracle. So that is a big thing that I want to happen this year. Wow, what is one thing I would tell my younger self? To not be so hard on myself, to believe in myself, and to believe that my future is big, that is great, that God is going before me, and everything is going to come together. Like, all things do work together for the good of them who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. I would tell myself, Cherisse, God has an amazing life plan for you. Just like he said in Jeremiah 29 and 11, I know the plans that I have for you. They're to prosper you, to give you hope, and to give you peace. And so I would tell myself that, to comfort myself, so I wouldn't have to go through all of the disappointments the way that I did, the rejection the way that I did. I would know that at the end, I win. is Preston?
Preston Stevens is a child of God. Preston Stevens is a creative. Preston Stevens is a visionary. Preston Stevens is a artist, a producer, uh, songwriter, musician. But above that, Preston Stevens is a genuine person, kind-hearted, a son, a friend, a brother. Um, Preston Stevens is a person that cares about other people, that wants to see the best in other people. Um, I like to say Preston Stevens is a leader, um, someone that knows how to change atmospheres and situations. And that's who I would sum Preston Stevens up to be. Oh, you know what? And also, to piggyback off of what my mom said, Preston Stevens is a servant too, because you can't be a leader without being a servant. I would say my relationship with God is personal, it's intimate, but not secretive. Um, I'm very bold in my faith. Anywhere and everywhere that I go, everybody knows I represent the Lord Jesus Christ. Um, but I would say it's very consistent. I seek Him a lot. Um, I think about Him a lot. I know back in the day, in church, people used to say that God is the head of their lives. But for me, I always say God is the root of my life. Because a branch can fall off a tree, but if you have good roots, it'll continue to grow, and that'll be the foundation. So God's my foundation. That's what I would say. My creative process varies. Sometimes I might start off with drums, or I might start off with a bass line, or hear a melody in my head, or sometimes it might be lyrics. I know for the last song that we did, It's Already Done with my mom. She gave me the idea to make a track for a Facebook Live. I don't know if she remembers this, but this was for a Facebook Live. And the original name of the song was actually called Praising the Pandemic, because little do people know it was 2020. And on that particular song, I just got into a flow and it just became something, I don't know, became something crazy. And yeah, that's my creative process. It varies. What keeps me inspired to create? That's a great question. Honestly, it's not music. It's actually family. It's life in general, whether they be ups and downs. Um, I have goals just as a person, as a man, as a human, that I know that I need to be at my best self to be able to achieve those goals, to be able to achieve those goals. So I would say, just the things outside of music are the things that most inspire me within music. So when we did My Friend back in 2018, um, don't get me wrong, it was good. A lot of people, even to this day, still come up to me and talk to me about My Friend, I'm sorry, not It's Already Done. But they say, like, they believe it's groundbreaking and they think it's innovative. And I believe that, and I'm grateful for that. But I can hear the growth in It's Already Done, not just in the production, but even in my mom. Like, we took the challenge of recording at the house this time. We didn't even come to the studio to record. So we had to execute. I didn't have my brother Corey, CPA Studios, like, giving directives on do this, do that. So I had to channel my inner Corey and be like, no, do this. No, do that. And we had a great time. It was a great recording process. We laughed until we couldn't laugh anymore. We laughed till times got better. You hear me? And we laughed till notes got better too. Cause let me tell you something. My mom, when she was trying to hit that high note, doc, that's another story. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, good times.
What I love the most about working with Preston, right, my son, right,
Oh, yeah.
is he's amazing. Okay, so I watched him grow, of course, from the drums, and I remember when he started playing the keys. I didn't even know he could play the keys. I had to preach at church to remember this, and I needed somebody to play. How great is our God? And he was like, "Mom, I got you." And I was like, "Hold on, son. Make sure we can't go down in flames. Do you know how to play it?" You said, "I got it," and you played it with such confidence. And I didn't care where we were. I don't care how great the musician was. If I had to preach, I was like, you get on and you play for me. And I've always enjoyed our camaraderie and how we've grown together. So that's what I love.
Well, I say for me, working with my mom is an absolute pleasure because number one, her spirit is impeccable. It's remarkable. She's very humble. She's very gifted. Very anointed. And our chemistry, I mean, it's my mom, so the chemistry is automatic. We laugh, we joke.
Yeah.
I get on her,
Woo!
but it always turns out to be pure gold at the end. So that's what I love about working with my mom. What do I like the least
Be
about
kind.
working with my mom? Because sometimes my mama get frustrated with me because I be telling her, hey, you can do this. Hit this note. And she be about to cry in the studio, y'all. You think I'm Joe Jackson. I'm not. Okay? Hey, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Joe. I just be trying to push my mom. But nah, even in that, it's still fun and great. So if I had to answer, that would be what it is.
All right. Well, if I had to answer what I like the least about working with my son, the producer, this brilliant, amazing man,
Yeah, just know.
is his mind, right, is somewhere else. It's like on another, if there was another planet that nobody has lived on or experienced or worked on, he's there already. And so I'm trying to catch up to where his mind is creatively to sing and to produce the sound that he wants. So, you know, that part for me is like intimidating, but I love it.
She said another planet, y'all.
Another planet.
It's a planet.
Because, no, not a planet. Planted.
My God.
Right.
Improvise it.
Yeah, improvise. Another planet. Yeah.
Yeah, there
That
we
part.
go.
One word, describe each other. Okay, so my one word is going to be anointed. Because if you are anointed to do something, that means God has given you the ability to do it, right? So Preston is anointed to do everything that he does. God has given him the ability to do it. So whatever it is, producing, playing, writing, creating, all the things that he does musically, he's anointed to do so.
If I had to answer the question, it wouldn't be one word. It's two.
Okay.
And it is the best. You know what I'm saying? It's the best. All that artist stuff be cool, but let me tell y'all something. This the best mom in the world. You hear me?
Thank you, son.
The best. And, she's incredibly anointed and gifted and talented and all of those things, but just the best. That's it.
Thank you.
Musical journey started when I was a baby, man. I started playing drums at 2. Um and I think since I was a kid, I knew that I wanted to do music for a living. I mean, I thought I was gonna go to the NBA, but I didn't grow past 5'2", so that didn't work out. So it was. I know. I'll cry about it later. It had to be drums. Starting out, and then I picked up producing around 13 or so because my cousin, shout out my cousin Kenny, got me this game for PlayStation 2 called Music Maker, and ever since then I just been producing. And then started playing keys around what, 17, 18?
Yeah.
About 18. And I got a church job at this church called Mount Nebo Baptist Church, dog, where I had to play the organ. And you can't transpose on that organ, y'all. So I'm trying to encourage y'all, don't transpose, because if you do, you will get exposed when you get on the organ. And, the rest was history from there. I just been working ever since.
Wow. Well, I have to say, of course, my musical journey with my son, right? has been amazing just to watch him, to see the growth, the expansion, to see God taking him now globally around the world, playing on stages for renowned musicians. He is renowned and amazing and brilliant. And to watch that, to see it, to sit back and see that the seeds that I and my husband have poured into him, as a young musician, just making sure that he become all that he wanted to become musically. And so I'm proud. I'm super proud of you and what God is doing and what God, look, has already done. Come on, somebody. Did you see that? God has already done it, and I'm excited about it.
That I can't keep to myself. Now, Preston, you gonna play with it or you gonna stay with it? Oh, yes, sir. Now you sound like you wanna.
Hey everybody, it's Cherisse Stevens, and guess what? My new single is out and it is available. It's called It's Already Done, and I want you to make sure that you download and stream it wherever you go and get your music. Make sure you tap into It's Already Done by Cherisse Stevens.